Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Alida and the books. So I'm going to try and make this as painless as possible, but your girl went a little crazy. So in August, I got 50 books to haul right here. Some of them I don't know a lot about, some of them I do, so if I don't give a synopsis, it's because I really don't know. But let me preface this with, there are a ton of books here, but I really didn't spend very much money. I usually trade my books, which I traded some of my books and got some of these. And then also I've been thrift shopping a lot, and they're really cheap at the thrift store. So altogether, for all like 50 to 60 books that are here, I only spent $38. So it's not like, I don't know. I think next year though, when I do my hauls, I'm going to keep like a running total of how much I spend, and you can see or hear me talk about it. I don't know if it'll be on the screen. And then I'm also going to try and balance out my shelf more, so I don't just buy like 50 or 60 books in 1 month and only read 10. So if I only read 10 in 1 month, then I can get up to 10 books and kind of balance it out, hopefully. And I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to do next year. But since we're here now, let's just get on with this book haul. Talk about some books. So this is From a Buick 8 by Stephen King. I have like a love-hate relationship with Stephen King. Some of his books I just absolutely love and adore, and some of his books just go a little bit flat for me. So a little bit ago, I said that I wasn't going to buy any more Stephen King, and that I was just going to read what's already on my shelf, and kind of that'll be the test if I like Stephen King or not. But this was only $1 at my thrift store, and I really don't know what it's about. So yeah, there's that. Okay, then The Princess Bride by William Goldman. I love the movie, The Princess Bride. It's like a fantasy, which I typically don't read. But there's like prince, the princess gets kidnapped, so, it's just really good. I'm sure you've seen the movie if you haven't read the book, so I really want to read the book. Story of a Girl by Sarah Zarr. So I was actually looking at the kids' books to buy some books for my kiddos when I get a classroom. But then I saw this, and it's like a YA novel, but it's about this girl who was raped at the age, I think she was only 13. She was raped inside a boy's car, and from there she kind of starts getting slut-shamed and bullied, because as a result of that, they blame her for getting assaulted. And it's just so powerful. It's something that I have to read, because it's sad, but the truth of the matter is that when a woman gets assaulted, she gets blamed more times than not. You see all this stuff saying, women shouldn't wear their makeup like that, or shouldn't wear short shorts like that if they didn't want it. And it's like no one wants that, you know? And I cannot stand the world we live in sometimes. And it's just so freaking sad that this is how accurate life really is. So it's just, no. This one is 6 months later. I really don't remember what this one's about. I think it's supposed to be a thriller about this woman named Chloe. She falls asleep, or I think she's at school, yeah. So she falls asleep in one of her classes, and she wakes up 6 months later, and she's like, her life is completely different, and she doesn't know what happened. So I kind of want to figure that mystery out. And then, this one is actually for a reading challenge in 2021. It's The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I don't think that I like detective novels, but this is the kid version. So I kind of wanted to taste test it to see, hey, maybe I don't hate everything from the detective's perspective, or maybe I'll find that I really do not enjoy them. So this is kind of like a little test. Then there is The Mockingbirds. By Daisy Whitney. I don't know a lot about this one other than the fact that it takes place at a prep school, and there might be a challenge next year involving prep boarding schools and my reading taste. Maybe. There's more videos to come. You'll see. The Silent Wife by A.S.A. Harrison. I honestly don't know much about this one. Oh, yes I do. Okay, so this is about a husband and a wife who are in a bad place in their marriage. They're always fighting. And then something happens. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the wife shot her husband during one of their fights, but I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on it. Desperexo by Kate DeCameo. Wait. Oh no! I should have looked at this one a little closer. So this one's in Spanish. I didn't even look because I knew that this was a book that I really wanted to read and that would be good for my teaching shelf. I don't know. Maybe I will keep this copy for my classroom anyways, because this would be really helpful for the ELA students. That's a little disappointing though, because I can't read it, but I think I want to keep it for my ELA students, or ELL students. Okay, this one is a chunker. But it is The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. Sorry if I mispronounced that. So I saw The Time Traveler's Wife, the movie, a long time ago. And I'm just really interested to kind of compare the two. And I'll probably rewatch the movie after this, so yeah, I buy books that I know have movie versions that I can kind of compare. Plus, my husband isn't much of a reader, But he likes watching movies with me, so I like to plan movie nights and be like, okay, well, I'll just read this book and then we'll watch that movie. Sometimes, like, we take turns picking the movies, so when it's his week, he'll pick whatever he wants, and then when it's my week, I get to pick. Usually, I pick whatever book I just read. So that's pretty cool. Then there's Stags by M.A. Bennett. So I think it's like another prep school type thing where you get invited to be a part of the Stags, and it says One Deadly Weekend. I don't know a whole lot about this one. It just says hunting, shooting, fishing. You're invited to spend justum at Longcross Hall, Cumberland. Coaches departing Stags at 5 p.m. Friday. RSVP. I think that they like... Sorry, that was thunder. Oh wait, no it wasn't. It was a plane. I'm a liar. I think it's like this, you have to hunt each other type thing, but I honestly don't know. Again, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the books I buy, other than that I've seen them hyped on BookTube or something. I'm trying to be better at not just buying books just because they're hyped, but sometimes. Then there's Mostly Ghostly Little Camp of Horrors by R.L. Stine. So I actually got Goosebumps Night of the Living Dummy by R.L. Stine. This was my husband's second favorite book as a kid. He really loved the Goosebumps series. So I really wanted to read it and kind of get to know him a little bit better. But then I went to the thrift store and I found Mostly Ghostly by R.L. Stine, which is kind of in the same universe. I think this one's Goosebumps, but this one's Little Camp of Horrors. I would love both of them. This one I actually already read. It was cute. I enjoyed it. It was a really quick read. I gave it 4 stars. I think if I would have read it as a kid, it definitely would have been a 5-star read for me. But since I'm a little bit older, I'm not really the intended audience anymore. I still really enjoyed it. I just did not love it like 5 stars. But it was really good. I think that it would be useful in a classroom too, depending on the age of my child. Or my children, obviously. Mostly Ghostly. I just know it's about ghosts. You know? Okay, and then I was at the bookstore, or at the thrift store for quite a while one day. I went by myself, so I didn't have to, like, hurry it up for my husband. I love my husband, but he gets really bored book shopping, which I don't blame him. It's probably like when he takes me to the electronics store or the auto parts store. Like, I just don't care. He could go look at tools and I'll be like, I don't care, can we go? And I think that's how it is with my books. He's like, whatever, can we go? So I got to go by myself, and I found this set. I think this is from 1956, but it's the Wizard of Oz series by L. Frank Baum. Look at that freaking artwork, though, which is by W.W. Denslow. Then there's this one. Oh my god. But I got 6 of them. The Road to Oz. And I was just super excited for these. I've never read The Wizard of Oz. I saw the movie, but I've never read it. So now I have 6 in the series. I don't know how many books are actually in the series, but I'm so excited for these. Okay. Then I found Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Volume 1, How I Survived My Summer Vacation. I used to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so when I saw that, I was like, that would be really cool to read. Then I only have 1 Agatha Christie book left in my collection, which it's my 5-star prediction. But I found these for dirt cheap, $1 for both of them. So it's not bad. That's really, really good. But there's The Murder of Roger Akrod by Agatha Christie and The Stidford Mystery. So I don't really know much about them. I just know that they're Agatha Christie, and I've been reading a lot of Agatha Christie, so I thought I should get them. Alright, and then we got a new friend, so Jellybeans here, like always, you know. There's a camera, so of course, yeah. Of course he's gonna be here. Say hi. Hi. Okay. We're gonna try and do this with him. I don't know if this is gonna work. Here, bud. Sit there. Okay. So then I got these 2 because I went book shopping during the Summerween readathon. So I was going to read these during Summerween, but honestly, the books I was picking were not very good. They weren't spooky or anything, and I was on the verge of being in a reading slump. So now I just have a couple of spooky books. There's The Collector and The Haunting of Sunshine Girl. Okay, The Haunting of Sunshine Girl is by Paige Mackenzie, and The Collector is by K.R. Alexander. Those were thrift store finds as well. Then Dear Daughter by Elizabeth Little. Then there's Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I know this was made into a movie a while back. Never saw the movie. But it's like a contemporary romance of sorts. That's all that I know. Not Her Daughter by Ray Frey. So, what are you doing? Okay, so Ray Frey, Not Her Daughter, is about this woman named Sarah Walker, who sees this little girl who's 5 years old named Emma Townsend, and her mom is not nice to her. Her mom is very mean to her, and her dad ignores her. So Sarah Walker kidnaps this little girl. But this is more about is she stolen or is she rescued? So is Sarah in the wrong for trying to save this little girl, or was it kidnapping, like You Be the Judge type of thing? And I really want to read more about that. Then That Night by Chevy Stevens. So I just read Those Girls by Chevy Stevens. Don't go into Chevy Stevens like thinking that's going to be like a lighthearted thriller. No. She is graphic and hard to read at times because it's so graphic. But I liked her writing style, so I picked up another book by her. This one is about this girl named Tony and her boyfriend Ryan, who get arrested for murdering her little sister. And I think this is the story of what really happened, if they did it or not. It claims that she's innocent on the back. So, yeah. Then there's the Breakdown by B.A. Paris. Who can you trust if you can't trust yourself? So Cass passes this car on the road near the woods that was broken down, and she did not help the woman inside the car. She just drove off, and then they found that woman's body in the woods the next day or a couple days later, and now she's guilt-ridden because she thinks she should have stopped and helped her now. Then this is Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. I'm sorry, my Bella was choking. She has really bad allergies right now, so sometimes if you hear that, she's choking on basically her own snot. Yeah. So it's hard for her to breathe. I did get her some Benadryl, but it's really hard to give it to her because she doesn't want to take it. And I didn't get a little syringe thingy, so I need to get one of those from the store. But Pieces of Her by Karen Slaughter. So I read The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter, and I didn't love it. So this is kind of like my second chance author. But this is about this girl, Andrea. She thinks she knows her mom, but then they go to shopping at the mall, and her mom does something violent, and she doesn't think she knows her at all. And I guess that her mom was someone else before, like, she had a different name and different identity before she was her mom, and it's kind of like that story. So I'm not sure about that one. But then I can't believe I did this, but I was looking for Big Little Lies by Ian Moriarty. I cannot talk today, but I was looking for Big Little Lies. I did not find Big Little Lies, but I found What Alice Forgot, The Husband's Secret, and 9 Perfect Strangers. The one I'm most excited for is What Alice Forgot. So Alice is 29 and pregnant with her first child, and she loves her husband. And then the next day she wakes up, or the next thing she knows, she's 39 with 3 kids, and her husband is divorcing her. So what happened? The Husband's Secret, don't really know much about. I remember that I read it and I thought it sounded good, but I don't remember. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so this woman's husband, Cecilia's husband has written her a letter that is to be opened after he dies. But it has all of his secrets. And she wants to know what these secrets are. So instead of waiting till he dies, she just opens it now. That sounds great. And then 9 Perfect Strangers, I also read. Don't remember what it's about. I mean, I didn't read the book. I just read this flap in here. Yeah, no. But I don't remember what it's about. So. Okay, then we've only got one more pile after this, and they're the ones that I've read before. Some of them I want to reread, and some of them I'm actually going to be unhauling, and some I'm just going to be keeping as some of my favorites. Okay, so this one... Okay, so this one is on my TBR for this month. I haven't yet got to it because it's only the 3rd day of September. But it is Bird by Angela Johnson. I don't know much about it other than it's by an author of color. And I'm trying to expand my reading knowledge. So, this year, I found an author that I had never read by. He was a middle grade author, or a children's author. But I love every single book I've read by him except for one. But my goal is to read every single title he ever wrote in his life. So I found this at the thrift store. It's the BFG by Roald Dahl. I have not read the BFG. I think it's the Big Freaking Giant, I believe. I don't know for sure. But I've read Matilda, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, The Magic Finger, and The Witches by him this year. So I really just want to read everything he's ever wrote. Then I have another middle grade, A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. This is a time travel novel, and it's middle grade. The Skin I'm In by Sharon G. Flake. So another author of color that I really want to read. The Myth of Me and You by Leah Stewart. I don't remember what this one's about, so I'm not going to pretend I do. I think it's like a romance. This one I had never heard of until I found it at the thrift store, but it sounds so good. It kind of gives me Riley Sager vibes, which I absolutely love Riley Sager. I found Riley Sager this year, but I fell in love with his work. There's only one book by him that I have not read yet, but it is definitely on my TBR. I don't own it physically, but there's a library where I could pick it up, or, I'll figure it out. But I definitely want to read The Last Time I Lied. No, it's not The Last Time I Lied. I don't know. It's the summer camp book by him. I think it's his third novel. It was his third book. I haven't read that one yet. But this is Slash, The Wrath is Back by Hunter Shea. I got kind of Riley Sager vibes because it's like the final girl. So Slash, 5 years after the final girl, Ashley, survived a massacre, someone's after her. Oh, sounds amazing. I just love that. And then this I found for $1.50. So The Silent Patient by Alex McAlpes. I'm very sorry. I can't say that. So this is a thriller about is this the one where the wife kills her? Oh, okay. Yeah, so the wife kills her husband, so the silent wife might not be right. The silent I think the wife kills her husband because they've been having domestic issues, and then she just goes silent. She stops talking. And I've heard really, really good things about this. So I'm excited to get to that one. Okay, then we are going to do those ones after this. So these ones technically, these three, technically I got in September, but I'm going to include it in my August book haul. So, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So it's like a circus that happens at night. I think there's magic, which typically magic is not my thing, but I really want to know about this. I want to read about the circus, okay? I've not been to a circus in a very long time, but I would love to read about one and see it happen in my mind. And I've heard really good things about that one. Hi, Jellybean. Again, really? Okay. Then I got Catch-22 by Joseph Healer. It's a classic. I don't know what it's about. I've never read it. So, yeah. Never read it. Don't know anything about it. Then, this one is bigger than I thought it would be. But it's The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Oh, 5 novels in one outrageous volume. That's why. Okay. So it's 5 books in one. I was wondering why it was so freaking big. But so I just wanted The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but I guess I got The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, Life, the Universe, and Everything, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, and Mostly Harmless, all in one volume, which is cool. This might have some kind of reading challenge attached to it in 2021. You'll have to come back. So that means subscribe to my channel if you want to see these reading challenges I keep referring to. And I'm going to talk more about it in a video upcoming, maybe in a month or two, about the reading challenges and some things that we might be testing here. And then these are all arcs that were sent to me from the publishers. So thank you to the publishers for sending these my way. I very much appreciate it. So I'm going to start with the only one that I've read so far. This one came out in June. I didn't get it until August. But it is Everything is an Emergency, an OCD story in words and pictures by Jason Adam Costanzi. And it's just like, most of it's like a graphic novel. But I really appreciated this book. My dad is OCD. His house is always like sparkling. And I remember talking to my dad not so long ago, telling him that I wish I was OCD so that my house was always clean, because I've gotten better and my house isn't as messy as it used to be, But, you know, sometimes life gets in the way and it gets a little bit lived in. A little bit messy sometimes. And I absolutely hate it, but I either don't have the ambition to clean every single day, or I just don't want to. So my dad kind of tried to explain to me that no, I don't want OCD. It's not just being clean. This book explained it so freaking well. And now I can kind of understand sometimes when my dad focuses in on one little thing, or when he used to focus in on one little thing that wasn't perfect, and I'm like, oh no, it's fine, it's, you know, I already dusted. He's like, yeah, but you didn't do it the way that I wanted. And I never understood it, but I loved it. It was 5 stars. I really got an insight into the OCD mind. Then these 4 I have yet to read. So this one comes out this month. I would love to get to it. It is Loretta Little Looks Back by Andrea Davis Pinky and illustrated by Brian Pinky. 3 voices go tell it. So it's kind of about how America got our civil rights, and it's told from short stories and poetry and different forms like that. I really do want to get to this month, so hopefully that'll happen. Okay, then in October, Confessions on the 745 by Lisa Ernger comes out. This is about this woman named Selena who kind of tells this stranger on a train named Martha about how she suspects that her husband is cheating on her with the nanny, and then the following week, Martha's nanny goes missing. So that sounds pretty good. And then this one doesn't come out till February of 2021. This is Amelia Unabridged. This deals a lot with best friends and grief. So Amelia and her best friend Jenna are obsessed with this book, Orman Chronicles, and they get a chance to go to this like Comic-Con type thing for books though, and Jenna gets a chance to meet the author, but Amelia doesn't. So they have this big huge fight, and Amelia says, well, you shouldn't go. If I don't get to go, then neither of us should get to do it. And they basically like just go their separate ways, and they're really mad. And then Jenna dies in a car accident that night without making up with Amelia. And she's been holding on to it for like a year, that she just can't move past it. So I really want to read that one. And then this one is not an ARC, but it is a book that I won. So thank you, Goodreads, and thank you to the publisher for sending it my way. That is The Second Wife by Rebecca Fleet. This just came out this year. I don't know when it came out. But this is about this guy, I forget his name, Alex, who after his first wife dies, he finds Natalie, who they fall madly in love, and they get married. And then this book is there's a fire in their home, and Alex comes home, right after the fire. He comes back and he's like, well, what happened? And Jade, his daughter, tells her tells him that his wife had brought there was a guy in her room at the time that the fire started. And Natalie, his wife, says, oh no, she's a freaking liar. So who do you believe in that kind of situation? Alright, so this is our last stack. These are all books I've read. I've either read them since I bought them, or I bought them because I read them and I really just love them. You'll see. So, Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I read this on audiobook, loved it, had to get a physical copy. Now I want to read it with my eyeballs eventually, but this will be on my favorite shelf. That's like my absolute favorite Stephen King novel of all time that I've read so far. Yeah. Naomi and Ellie's No Kiss List by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan. So I actually got I got 2 Rachel Kahn and David Levithan books. So I got No Kiss List and Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I'm a huge fan of David Levithan's writing, but these 2 did not work for me. I got this one because I've seen the movie like years ago and I really wanted to just maybe compare them. I might compare them. I don't know. I might not even bother watching it again because I really didn't like either of them. I think I gave Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist 2 stars because there were parts of it that were cute, but I just didn't care for it. This one I only gave 1 star because I just read it and I still don't know what I read. I just didn't like it at all. So both of these are going to be unhauled. Then, moving on to brighter notes, I read Poppy and the Lost Lagoon as part of my Fall Into Reading Challenge. One of the prompts was to read a graphic novel, and I had just bought this at the thrift store. This was really cute. I gave it 4 stars, I think. I'm definitely going to keep it on my favorites shelf for a while. It might even go into my classroom eventually, because it's appropriate for kids, and the art style is very simple, very cute, and I feel like it would help someone who doesn't know how to read learn to read, because most of the story is told in picture format, graphic novel, but there are words to help them. So I am definitely keeping this on my shelf for now, but eventually it'll be in my classroom. And then, I bought Cut by Patricia McCormick, and I read it yesterday. So this is about this girl named Callie who cuts herself, and you follow her in a treatment facility where she stays silent. And I fell in love with Callie. Like, I really, really connected with Callie. Hold on. Okay, I can't tell you why I connected with her, because that would be major spoilers, but I felt for her, and this will definitely be on my favorite shelf, and it's only 165 pages long. But there's also this handy dandy resources, so if you are struggling and you need help, please, please, please speak up. Please get help. Even if you're watching this right now, well, thank you, because this is an extremely long video. But if you're watching this right now and you're in a bad place right now, please contact me. I have all my social medias linked down below, and my email address is linked down below. Please reach out if you need help. But I just love this book, so it'll be on my favorite shelf. Then these I've all read, but it's been several years, so I kind of just want to reread them, see if they still hold up, or if I don't like the same things that I used to. So I'm not going to give you a huge synopsis of these just because it's been so long. But there is The Odyssey by Homer. This was one of my favorites in high school, which was 10 years ago. So I really want to get back into that. Beowulf. I actually just read this one in community college, so it was like 3 years ago. I really did enjoy it. So I just kind of want to give it another shot eventually and put it on my favorite shelf. Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. I think the rest are actually Shakespeare, because I mentioned in a video not so long ago that William Shakespeare was one of my favorite authors, but yet I didn't own any Shakespeare. So I had to fix that. So I got Romeo and Juliet, which is my all-time favorite William Shakespeare book. Everyone knows it, like Star-Crossed Lovers, Forbidden Love. Yeah. Then there's A Midsummer Night's Dream. I don't remember a lot about this, but I know that I've read it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Then The Tempest. I actually just got a retelling of The Tempest, but I want to read the original first, so I think I've read The Tempest too, but again, that was in high school, I think freshman year of high school, which was more than 10 years ago. So I definitely want to reread those two. But thank you for hanging out with me and seeing all the massive amounts of books that I hauled this month, or in August. Leave in the comments below which one you think I should start with, and if you've read any of these, which one's your favorite, or which one are you really excited to read. I really do love the comments, and I try and reply to every person that comments. And please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, where we're always talking about books and where Jellybean tries to get into the entire video. Thanks guys. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.